Hello, class. Today we're going to talk about our story number 5. It's a story about a young man who was called to serve in the army, but he did not want to be a soldier. When it came time to take his medical exams, he pretended his eyesight was very bad. The doctor would point out the eye chart on the wall and instruct him to read the top line, and he pretended to not see it at all. When the doctor pointed towards the wall where the chart was, the man asked, "What wall?" The doctor then gave up and disqualified him for service because his eyes were so bad. Ironically, however, that evening the same young man went to a movie theater and someone sat next to him and later turned out to be the doctor who had performed his eyesight test. And the man immediately pretended he could not see anything and asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, but bus? Does this bus go to the main street?" The main message I get from this story is that people will not hesitate to lie to get away with what they have done or to get what they want, regardless of the reasons, which may be understandable or not. For example, not wanting to participate in war, where you would risk your life, it's really comprehensible. But sometimes it's just due to laziness or just not wanting to do what you're supposed to be doing. Pretending to be sick, making up issues with the car, even lying about the illness or death of someone in the family are but a few examples of how far people may go to get what they want or avoid doing what they don't. Of course, this tends to backfire sooner than later because at some point they do something that blows their cover, so to speak, and leaves them completely exposed to the reality of the situation that they created for themselves. Of course, they would try to escape by making up even bigger and complex lies, so it gets to the point where it is almost natural for this kind of behavior to happen to the people who are used to lying like that. And I think nothing illustrates the message on this story like the case on someone who cheats on their partner. I've heard countless stories and witnessed some myself in which the person in question lies their way around having one or even several affairs. And even after being caught red handed, instead of owning their mistakes and facing the consequences, they just continue lying to an almost pathological level. I met someone who went so far as to use his own daughter to manipulate his wife into believing him. People seem to have no limits when it comes to how far would they go with their lies, and it is so bad that one has to wonder if they have lived so long with with their backs turned to reality that they can no longer recognize it anymore. Uh, People who just lie, they tend to not be very rational and not very logical about the things they do.